Hello everyone and welcome back to Classic Comics. So today I'm reviewing Fear State Alpha. This is the big Batman crossover taking place this fall. This is written by James Tynion with art by Riccardo Federici. So we pick up from Batman number 111, and you can check my review of that out as well if you like. So we start several months ago in Arkham Asylum. And we learn that when he was in graduate school, Crane wrote this paper about something he called the Fear State, that proposed that significant societal change could be forced by pushing a society into a prolonged state of fear. Saint is aware of Crane's work and wants to try using this fear state approach to get Gotham to embrace the Magistrate. He asks Crane what he would need to help manufacture a fear state in Gotham, and Crane and he eventually come to an agreement. Now, this scene is really quite well written. Crane comes across as very intelligent, a formidable intellect. Saint tries kind of flattering him and manipulating him, and it doesn't really work. Crane can see right through him. Saint asks Crane what he would need to carry out this experiment, and Scarecrow mentions that he needs the Mad Hatter's mind control technology. And Saint says that, that's fine, I can get that. Now, what's interesting is they both admit that pushing Gotham into this fear state could create something that they really can't control once it's in place. But Saint is determined to try, and Crane simply just cannot resist the opportunity. Then we jump to the present, and Scarecrow has captured Batman. The Scarecrow says that he's using new technology instead of relying on his old fear toxins. He says that he knows Batman has felt tremendous fear in his life in the past because of how Batman has been able to resist the fear toxins in the past, and Batman was able to overcome it and become stronger for it. Scarecrow says that, look, I just want to do that for the whole city, help them confront their fears and then overcome them and create a better society. Then we get some news reports that sum up what's been happening in Gotham over the last few months. Bane's takeover of the city, then the Joker War, the bombing of Arkham Asylum, and more recently the bombing of City Hall, the robberies by the Insanity Collective, and the media blaming them for the bombing of City Hall when we know it was really done by Saint and the Peacekeepers. Then we go to Peacekeeper 1 here, who was given fear toxin by the by the Scarecrow last issue, and now he is delusional. Saint keeps trying to talk him down, but Peacekeeper 1 isn't listening, and Saint is up in the floating headquarters of the Magistrate, and he's worried that under the Scarecrow's influence, Peacekeeper 1 might just go nuts and start killing people, which would be a PR nightmare for the Magistrate. He decides to solve this dilemma by taking all of the communication networks in Gotham out, the internet, the cable, the phones, and then he tells the Peacekeepers to move into a neighborhood called Alleytown, which is a badly crime-ridden area, as a PR exercise to give the impression that the Magistrate is cleaning up the city. Now, Montoya has become the police commissioner, and she tries to convince Mayor Nakano to shut down the Magistrate, but the mayor isn't listening to her. We then go to Oracle, who is trying to rally the Bat family to assist. Oracle tries to send a message out to the city by using Gotham's emergency broadcast system, but then someone else hijacks her message and impersonates her to send a message to the city that is clearly designed to increase the city's fear and paranoia, telling them that however scared they aren't nearly scared enough, that the Bat family can't save them, the Magistrate can't save them, the police can't save them. I think this is the Scarecrow who's behind this, but I'm not sure. Then we go below Gotham to Eden, which is that underground garden that Poison Ivy has created. And they ask her to let the Insanity Collective hide there, since they're fugitives from the law. It takes some convincing, but Ivy eventually agrees to let them stay. And then we go to Alleytown, and we see Catwoman, and she's with another Poison Ivy, so there's more than one Poison Ivy in Gotham now. This must be stuff from the latest issue of Catwoman, which crosses over, I guess. I haven't read it, so I'm not really sure what's going on now. But the Catwoman discovers that the Peacekeepers are being deployed in Alleytown. And then finally we see Jace Fox, who is, of course, this new Batman, getting suited up to help. Then we go back to Batman and Scarecrow, and Batman is able to break from his bonds and attacks Scarecrow, and the issue ends there. So, what struck me about this story is how timely it is. I don't know if this is what Tynion is going for, but this story seems to reflect what is happening in the real world with this whole pandemic mess. If art should reflect life or imitate life, then this story is a good example of that. The media has been relentlessly pushing this pandemic for over a year and a half now, keeping us in our homes, afraid to go out, making people fear, their neighbors, even fear their family members. And those in authority are using this fear to try and push society more towards basically a police state. Just look at what's happening down in Australia right now, or Canada, never mind here in America. Then there's the role that tech moguls like Simon Saint are playing in the real world, like Bill Gates, who's constantly pushing for more vaccinations and warning about pandemics coming, seemingly priming society to accept this stuff, and the media just promotes it instead of questioning it. Again, I don't know if this is what Tynion is going for, but he seems to have been inspired by current events to create this story of a society being reshaped and transformed by using fear, generated and promoted by the media and by tech companies to institute authoritarian measures throughout society. Now, as usual, Tynion's writing is excellent here. Federici's art, it's okay. Jorge Jimenez's artwork is really missed here. Federici's art is like too many modern comic artists. It's technically not bad, but there are just too many dull panels, too many medium shots. Like this, just too much of this. Too much, again, it's like, it looks like a storyboard for some CW drama or something. And the figures, they're a bit stiff. His facial expressions are not bad, which is good for the story in particular, but the art is just okay, not exciting, really. I also like that Tynion is using a villain here besides Bane or the Joker or Ra's al Ghul as the big boss villain in a big event story. The Scarecrow really hasn't been used to the extent that those villains have over the years, and I like that Tynion is using him as the main villain in this story. So a thumbs up on Fear State Alpha. I won't get all the crossover issues for this. There's just way too many. Look at this. These are all the crossover issues. That's ridiculous. I might pick up a couple of issues of Nightwing, something like that, maybe, and check them out. So anyway, let me know what you thought of Fear State in the comments, and please hit the like button before you leave. Also, please sub to the channel and hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching.